Well, one day after Telegram's founder Pavel Durov is rounded up by the French government, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg has released a bombshell admitting he's been colluding with the Biden administration to censor dissenting posts that are critical of Kamala Harris and President Biden. Here's just a little excerpt from his letter on Meta letterhead yesterday. In 2021, senior officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our teams for months to censor certain COVID-19 content, including humor and satire, and expressed a lot of frustration with our teams when we didn't agree. Ultimately, it was our decision whether or not to take content down, and we own our decisions, including COVID-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of this pressure. So they admit to taking down this content.
Well, what do you freaking know? Surprise, surprise. I'll hate to say that I told you so, but you still wouldn't believe. Now, in Zuckerberg's own words, he confirms what we already told you guys in 2019 and 2020, that these people are fascists. But none of this should come as some surprise, because the Republican Party is and always has been the party of freedom, freedom of the press, First Amendment defenders, and Second Amendment defenders, the ones responsible for freeing America, okay, from the tyranny of slavery. But you people don't take the time to understand. And these masquerading wolves come along. These wolves in sheep clothing come along. The Democrat Party comes along and makes you believe that, they're the champions of democracy. They're the lovers of democracy. And these guys, the Republicans, are a threat to democracy. In particular, Trump is a threat to democracy. And these propagandist demons will tell you this over and over and over and over. These propagandist demons will make some of the most vile propagandists in history look like child's play. But in you guys, they have willing and complicit and disabled participants, intellectually disabled participants, because you allow this to happen without appealing, without using your sense of basic common sense. You allow yourselves to be duped. And in spite of evidence to the contrary, you would not acknowledge that you've been wrong. In your stubbornness and your demented mindset, that you would not admit, oh my God, there's new evidence. That is a mark. That is a fundamental mark of learning. A fundamental mark of learning is to say, you know what? Hey, I have new evidence that shows me something to the contrary that I believed in. Probably I should investigate it for my own benefit. So going forward in the future, I can make wise decisions. But no, you people wouldn't do that, because you walk around like you're intellectually intoxicated, like you are in some spirit of drunkenness. And in fact, you are, to a certain extent. These people have had such a hold. And I sympathize with you guys. Because, as I said, these are masters of showmanship. These are masters of cunning. And they control about 6 major companies. They control what you see, hear, and to a very large extent, what you think. That is the power. And that is the hold that they have over you. And these people are not foolish. They know that everything they have done, everything they are doing, and everything that they will do, there is one promise in life. that everything that is in the dark will come to light. So they have a contingency plan. What's the contingency plan? Let's take in front and let us accuse other people of doing exactly what we're doing. Let's project onto them. And that's fundamental psychology. For all of you who have done your Psych 101, that's fundamental psychology. Projection. You take in front and you say, this guy's a thief. When you know that you actually are a robber yourself. You say, this guy's trying to deceive the population. He's a propagandist. When you know that you're a propagandist yourself. They say, this guy is going to use and weaponize the justice system against others. And he's a tyrant. We can't allow him to get the reins of power. When you yourself is exactly that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. So in 2019 and 2020, when we all understood and we knew that the whole Hunter laptop was actually true. What did I say to you? It's Russian disinformation. It's Russian disinformation. And again, pressured Facebook and Zuckerberg to delete it, to censor it. When we had all our objections about the methods of approach to dealing with COVID, what did they do? They censored it. Everyone that came about with some sort of reasonable argument concerning COVID and how to deal with the disease was censored. Now, that is not the actions of people who believe in science. But what did they tell you? We believe in science. And these people are unscientific. So immediately, they tell you something that they know will suck you in. Because nobody wants to be identified with people who are unscientific. And that's the mass psychology. And everybody wants to be part of something. They want to be on the right side. But what is the right side? The right side is not the side that censors speech. The right side is not the side that cancels you. Anybody who's reasonable would understand and would welcome debate on a particular issue. Because ultimately, throughout history, it's through debate, through trial and error, that we have come and we have evolved into masters of our destiny. Just imagine if everything and all the myths was accepted in the beginnings of human history, where would we be today? We would still be stuck in these myths. We would have never made the advances that we have made. But these people are smart. When it comes to social issues, and you see, there's no responsibility. They're not held accountable. Like you guys now, they will come and they'll make excuses for what they did during COVID. You say, yeah, we forgive you. They'll make excuses as to why they censored certain things during the 2019 and 2020 election campaign. So they say, we thought it was Russia. And then you say, you accept their reasoning behind it. Because they know they could always count on you to not hold them responsible for their evil action. So you people are so compassionate, so forgiving. After all the evil that was done to you and your children during COVID, after all the evil that was done to society, domestically, internationally, during COVID, that you are so forgiving and compassionate. After all the deceit and after all the censorship that was done, look at you now. You absolutely forgot it. You absolutely forgot it. Okay? And now you've gone back in your state of sleep and slumber and drunkenness and are ready to be delivered another dose of Kool-Aid. You're ready to take the Kool-Aid again. Willingly, like sheep, you're ready to take the Kool-Aid again. But you can't forgive Donald Trump. when he said what he said about the Central Park Five. And he was talking as a private citizen, being concerned about crime around the Central Park area. As a businessman also. You can't forgive him for that. So, oh, whoa, you wanted them murdered. You wanted them hanged. You can't forgive him for that. But you can forgive Biden. You can forgive Biden for jailing the crap out of you, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters. You can forgive him. You can forgive Kamala for jailing the crap out of young men for basic marijuana smoking offenses. And then she joked about it when they asked if she ever smoked. She joked about it and stereotyped a whole nation. Stereotyped Jamaica. So this is what she wants to attach to Jamaica. She never talked about the positive things about Jamaica. She never even met with Jamaicans. She doesn't even identify with Jamaicans. But you can forgive her. But you can't forgive Trump. Do you see what is happening to you people? Again, I would encourage you, take a look in the mirror. Just stand in front of the mirror. Do some introspection and ask yourselves again, how the hell did I get to this place? How the heck did I get to this place? I want you to keep in mind, the bottom line is this, that anytime a government or anytime an administration, and this applies all over the world, starts to censor its citizens, starts to cancel its citizens, starts to arrest its citizens, then you run, exit the plantation of that government, exit the plantation of that group or that organization that seeks to do that. Look what has happened to the Telegram founder. Look what happened to him. But yet still, these nations and these people tell you, a bold-faced lie, tell you that they are the masters of democracy. They are the ultimate promoters of democracy. And everything they do is antithesis to them being democratic. And you fall for it. They tell you that Trump is the ultimate threat to democracy. The people who are telling you that this guy is the ultimate threat to democracy are themselves, are indeed, they have shown by their actions that they themselves are indeed the threat to democracy. And if you decide that these are the people that you want to take you into the future, then my friends, God help you. If after all the overwhelming evidence in the evil things that these people do and the true threats that they are to democracy, and you decide that these are the people that you want to embrace and allow to rule you, then my friends, you're lost. You are lost. I encourage you to have a sit down with yourself and assess all that has happened and all that is happening, and stop allowing yourselves to be deceived. Stop allowing people to tell you who are black and who are not black. Open your eyes. Use your sense of reason, logic, and rational thinking. If there's anything left, and it has not been utterly eroded by mainstream media, there must be some inkling, some smoldering little fire left in you that could just smack you back into reasoning or smack you back into common sense. For your own good, for the good of your children, for the future of humanity, do it. I appeal to you again once more. Do some introspection tonight. Some people are believers. Pray about it so that you can get insight and wisdom. To top it off this evening, you may ask yourself, well, why this man pays so much attention to this? Well, I'll tell you why. I understand very clearly the implications for myself, the implications for my children, the implications for my community, the implications for my nation, and the implications globally. If you have not seen, I want you to ask yourself, post 2020, do you feel that America is in a better place? Do you feel that the world is in a better place? After the ushering of over 40,000 dead human beings in the Middle East, after the ushering of hundreds of thousands dead in Ukraine and Russia, ask yourself this question. Is the world in a better place post 2020? And if you can honestly answer that, then you will know which direction you need to go and who you need to support to ensure that what was done for the last 4 years cannot be allowed to continue. Because you have to understand, this is not about Kamala. She's just, front face. She's not going to make any policy. She's not going to understand the policy. She has no policy. But it is the people, the institutions behind her. They have their agenda. And that is why they will pump the sort of money that they're pumping into her. So that they can continue. In many respects, these people don't care America. They don't love America. They love America. They'll do things that is important to, the improvement of America. But in some respects, they care about power. And they care about using America to achieve their ultimate agendas of personal empowerment and economic and financial empowerment and whatever else they want to achieve across the globe. And in some respects, they're doing this all while dismantling the moral, social, and cultural fiber of America and political fiber. They're doing this and have basically pitted the American people against each other. And that is how they maintain their power. So you got one simple question to answer. Do you want to see America improve and remain a leader going forward into the future? Do you want to see peace and stability on the earth? Or do you want to see another 4 years of the unraveling of America and the unraveling of the world and the jeopardy of humanity? This is a serious, serious question that you have got to answer. And when you answer that, I want you to take a look at your kids or your family or your friends so you can get some sense of reality. And when you answer these questions, then everything will become crystal clear.